What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today when I talk to you about NIO, give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is up 2.98%, roughly 1 minute left in the trading day. So I'll give you a quick summary at the end on what happens. But $4.59 the low, $4.92 the high. So finally, NIO is piggybacking off of the general market momentum. So pretty good stuff for that. 60.3 million for volume, 58.6 is the average, and you are seeing a uptick in the number of transactions on the secondary market. So meaning big money is buying, and I've stressed this time and time again why this is extremely important, because if you don't have this level of buying, then ultimately shorts are able to really do whatever the hell they want. So as a byproduct of big money buying, you are also seeing shorts return, currently 1.1 million shares. Of course, that could change after hours, but as of right now, net 1.1 million, 14.75% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 197.26 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 9.77%. So it's kind of nice to see shorts finally return, because they have been hell-bent on trying to bring NIO down. And I think as well, over and above essentially just the market optimism, you're having NIO's technicals looking pretty much ready for a nice push higher. So I'll go over that in a second. But as far as news, nothing official, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. This did come out. This article just stating how potentially that rumor that was it 3 days ago or something like that between BYD and NIO, looks like that no joint venture, nothing along those lines, no partnership. So I think a lot of people kind of generally knew that in the comments below, but I did learn something new from the comments. Supposedly, I guess NIO, or I guess Onvo, does get their batteries from BYD, from what I was able to read. So if anyone's able to confirm that, let me know that in the comments below. But quickly going over to IBKR, you do have the technicals looking very, very good. So as of right now, and even over the last 2 other trading days, it was able to close above the ALMA, showing kind of a sign that it does want to break out. It didn't really touch any of the key resistance levels, so that'll be coming early next week. So you do have that 100 and 200-day moving averages at 493 and then 498. So that'll be something to really watch for, because if it is able to get above that, then pretty much welcome back to the 5s and mid 5s, and from there, dependent on the catalyst, then you could really see things pushing higher, because roughly in a week and a half you'll have the new numbers for November released, and so generally that's a good catalyst. One thing did come out though, a couple new analyst ratings. So you had this individual who has a 49% success rating from Barclays, gave a sell $4 rating, and then aside from that, it shows us today, I don't know why TipRanks is kind of skewing it all up, because I'm pretty sure this one came out yesterday, but Jeff with Citi, who has a 40% success rating, gave a buy $8.90 price target. But in my opinion, probably one thing as well, what is really pushing NIO higher is a lot of articles kind of are always delayed. So they piggyback off of this and say, hey, look, at $8.90 price target, this is amazing. So essentially that might have been what's happening as well. A lot of articles just talking on NIO's technicals as well as recent ratings, but as a consensus of all the ratings, $6.23 is that price target, and that does represent a 28.32% upside. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But aside from that, moving over to options. So you had 5.28 million in calls, 3.75 million in puts. 50% of all the options being done today were rather bearish, so not necessarily the best. But one thing as well I just wanted to share with you. So this one candle between 115 and 120, which works out to be $562,000 in premium. If we kind of look at this, it looks like big money is somewhat anticipating for it to continue to trade for the, I guess, up until March between $4 and $6. So kind of interesting. This is why I like to analyze all of this information. It kind of shows and signals what big money feels is realistic in the foreseeable future. But no matter what, options is just merely a sentiment. It does not move the stock price. But Of the call options that were purchased today, you see a consensus for it to be above $5, and now you're starting to see some optimism for it to be above $6 by December. And then on the flip side, looking at the puts, you do see a consensus for it to be sub 450, and this one was kind of abnormal. So for that same time period for December, and this is, in my opinion, what is really skewing overall everything for it to be bearish, is you see a good consensus for it to be sub $4 by December. So honestly, like I said, both extremes. So just anticipate a lot of continued volatility. And with today being Friday, this is the current open interest. So with it closing at 484, that does mean that anything above that $5 or anything above that, I guess, 450 is expiring worthless. So that's kind of the downside of options. But there is 9,000 at that 450, 1,000 at that $4 strike price that's in the money. So meaning market makers, whether it be after hours or possibly early Monday, we'll be covering that because they don't have a lot of volatile stocks such as NIO readily available. So that might give it a little bit of a uptick possibly. I'll just hit refresh just to see if there's any after hours transactions. Not so much. Couple sells near the tail end of the day leading into it, so something as well just to keep in mind. But right now with it at $4.85, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. So $4.89 is going to be that next strong target / resistance, and that's over and above what I mentioned about the 200 and also 100-day moving average. So if NIO is going to be moving up early next week, it does have a lot of heavy resistance, so it needs to come out fighting strong, and hopefully big money will be coming out to buy it and pushing it like higher and propel it above this S1. But as of right now, $4.32 is that next strong support, and over the last several trading days it didn't come close to that. So like I said, I think NIO's technicals are looking pretty good. It's very optimistic to see shorts return today, and NIO's options, yes, there's some bearishness, but I think the amount and the extreme of the bullish ones are signaling higher highs. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Give yourself a shout out. Did you buy? Did you sell? Or did you dabble with options? So I really recommend a lot of individuals take time, research options, because whether you are bullish or bearish, you can definitely do that. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to make money with options. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And then one final thing, I did launch a Patreon where I'm giving buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto, and a lot of them have been massive hits. So really recommend to a lot of you to pop over there, take a look, link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.